Do you know that the current Olu of Warri is a direct descendant of the 15th Oba of Benin, who was known as Oba Olua? So on this episode, I'll be telling you about the father of the first Olu of Warri, Oba Olua of Benin, and events that happened during his reign. According to history, the father of Oba Olua, Oba Warri I, was the most revered and most dynamic emperor of Benin. He expanded Benin Empire. He had three sons, Ezoti, Olua, and Ozolwa. Olua's personal name was Oduwa. Ozolwa was known as Okpame. Due to some circumstances in history, Oba Warri the Great lost two sons on the same day. He waited and mourned. Few years go by, then he had three sons. Before Oba Warri the Great passed on to the great beyond, he already told the palace chiefs that his three sons must reign after him consecutively, and this was carried out by the Benin chiefs. Oba Warri the Great, after a long reign on the throne successfully, he joined his ancestors in 1473. In same 1473, his first son, Oba Ezoti, was coronated, but it lasted just 14 days, which is 2 weeks, due to a history I'll be talking about another day. The three sons of Oba Warri the Great, they had different characters. Olua was a very kind man and very cool, so as Ezoti. But you see Okpame, who later became Oba Zolwa, he was dreaded among his brothers. We all have brothers like this. So initially, when Oduwa was asked to ascend the throne, he was afraid, he rejected, because he was afraid of his younger brother, Okpame. He wasn't so sure what Okpame could do to him. He just wanted to remain a prince that he was. He didn't need the throne, so he rejected. Even when the elders were forcing Oduwa to become the Oba, they had an elder sister, Princess Edeleyo. Princess Edeleyo wanted to become Oba, which is an abomination to the throne of Benin. She was even crowned the Edakin. But one day, everything changed. Her plan was ruined because she was on a monthly flow. So she couldn't go close to the sacred ground where the ritual rites are performed to become an Oba. So the Benin chiefs insisted and made a decree that a woman must and will never become an Oba in Benin. It is forbidden. So Oduwa had no option. The chiefs as at that time, the Raivoloe and the Uzamas, still insisted that Oduwa must become an Oba. So Oduwa had no choice. He was forced to take the mantle of an Oba. He was enthroned with the name Oba Olua in 1473 AD. Before the enthronement of Oba Olua, Okpame, who was his younger brother, was already exiled by the Benin chiefs to Ora. Due to some history I'll talk about another day. So Oba Olua, now on the throne, was not comfortable with the fact that Okpame was still there at Ora due to his actions everybody knew him for. So he sent his son, who was called Ohon, to a place in Benin called Eho to checkmate the locality and checkmate the excesses or the activities of his younger brother, Okpame. So years later, the second son of this Oba Olua became the Enoge of Eho. Oba Olua was a very generous king. He almost emptied the treasure of the kingdom just to pay people's debts that he did not owe. So with this, in Benin, they nicknamed Oba Olua, Olua no Kwetukbozo no Hasanomae, meaning Olua the prodigal that pays the debt he did not owe. He was a very generous man. The first son of Oba Olua was Iginuwa. He was very rude to people. He was power drunk, and Benin people and the chiefs hated him for this. Oba Olua was worried because this Iginuwa is supposed to ascend the throne after him. But how is this going to work out? But the people had to endure for a long time. One day, the chiefs and the elders in council, they rejected him before his father, Oba Olua, and they told his father that when he joined his ancestors, his son Iginuwa will never ever ascend the throne in Benin to become an Oba. Some Benin people even planned to unalive Iginuwa because it was getting too much. When Oba Olua learned about this, he had to think and think, and he had to sneak Iginuwa out of Benin so they would not unalive him. After much deliberation by Oba Olua, he called on the chiefs. He asked the chiefs to bring their sons. In total, there were 70 sons of Benin chiefs that accompanied Iginuwa to the kingdom's coast. He never told the chiefs that these children would never return. He told them that they were only accompanying his son to worship the river deity Olokun. But he knew deep down that these people will never return to Benin. The families are still present in Warri till date. So a big boat, like a kind of ark, was made to convey them to the waterside. Even till date, all Olus of Warri still reenact the moment they left Benin with that big ark. So after many years of Oba Oluwa's reign, he joined his ancestors in 1480 AD. There was a kind of 3 years interregnum because there was nobody to ascend the throne. So the elders had no option than to call upon Okpame at Ora to come back to Benin and ascend the throne. Initially, Okpame didn't want to return, but some history I'll talk about later made him to come back, and he ascended the throne with the name Oba Ozolua. So the son of Olua Iginua was at the kingdom's coast, so he used the title Ogiame, King of Waters. So due to the fact that camera was invented in 1816 and it came around Nigeria around 1860s, so I couldn't get the pictures of the past Olu of Warri, but here are some of the photos of the Olu of Warri from the 1930s till date. Almost every activities that are done in the palace of the Oba of Benin are also replicated in the created kingdom of this new Ogiame. He also has a title like Ologbose, there's a title like Oshodi, there's a title like Edaiken, there's a title like Iyase, there's a title like Nwangwe, and so many others, to name a few. So the throne of Warri bears similar attributes to the monarchy of Benin. We are much more related than the music, than the food, than the lifestyle, and the festivals you see. We are blooded brothers. So the Oba of Benin is appellated with the word Uku Akpolokpolo, meaning the high and mighty, and also appellated with Ogenogbo and then Wihonwa, meaning he who can confer death on anyone. So as the Olu of Warri is also called Ogiwu, the king over death. You see the relationship and the similarities. In 1550, the fourth Olu of Warri used the title Ojoluwa, which is a replication of his uncle in Benin, Oba Ozolua Nibaomi. But some Yorubas will claim that the Olu of Warri is a Yoruba man because they heard the title called Ojoluwa. But don't forget that Ozolua of Benin, 67 years after his reign, the fourth Olu of Warri was crowned. So he got that name from his uncle in Benin, Ozolua. Yoruba do not have Z in their alphabetical order, but the Benis have Z. So when the Yorubas want to pronounce Z of the Benin, they put J instead. So the name was supposed to be Ozolua originally, but due to different people from different places, they mispronounced it as Ojoluwa, which is also fine. In 1570, the fifth Olu of Warri also used the name Esige, which is also a name to Oba Esige in Benin of 1504. The 13th Olu of Warri used the name Akengboye, which is also a name to the 22 Oba of Benin, Oba Akengboye of 1669. The 14th Olu of Warri also used the name Atogboa, which is a replication of his uncle in Benin, Oba Orogboa, who founded the Ko in 1550 AD. The 16th Olu of Warri used the name Akengboa in 1807, which is a replication of the 30th Oba of Benin, who was Oba Akengboda. So if you didn't know before, the connection between the Benin Kingdom and the Warri Kingdom, here it is for you to know. So the people that are Urobo today and the Benin people today, Edo in general, we are all bloodly related. So you as an Urobo man, if you see an Edo man anywhere, he is your brother. So as a Benin man or an Edo man, you see an Urobo man outside, he is your brother. So if you enjoyed this video, please do me well to like, share and comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel with the link on my bio.